All right. So basically, both of these questions here, this question, which is 2b, and also 3b, they're actually related to each other. What you've got in both cases, you've got a velocity time graph. Now, but we're going to in the first one, we had to use it to work out the acceleration. To work out the acceleration, you look at the gradient. In other words, the slope of the line. How steep is the line? So you would look at the change in the x the change in the y, so change in velocity divided by the change in time. That would give you the acceleration. But to work out the distance, you have to do something new that we haven't looked at yet. To work out the distance, you have to calculate the area under, let's get rid of that, area under the graph. Oops. Right, so it's on Smart Drawing again. You work out the area under the graph. So what does that mean? Well, basically, if you have a look at this graph, it's made up of various different fairly regular shapes. So if I start coloring in some of these shapes, you'll see what I mean. So let's say, let's make it nice and thick. So this shape here, this is a triangle, right? So that is a triangle, and let's pick a different color. So we can work out the area of a triangle. Area of a triangle is half times the base times the height. Now this one is also a triangle. So we can do that again, half times the base times the height. And we've got this one down here, which is a triangle too. And then we've got this one here, which is a rectangle. So that's just going to be base times height. Now we're going to read it carefully. Because if I added all those areas up, I'll show you how to calculate the areas in a moment. But if we add up all those areas, that would give us the total distance of the entire journey. That is what it's asking us to do. So let's just start off so as we can make our notes be a bit clearer. We can call that area A. Oh, let's just make it a nice thin pen again. That's area A. That's area B. That's area C. And that's area D. So area A is going to equal to half base times height. They're all going to equal that, which is going to be half times, 0 to 4 is the base, so 4 times the height, and we look at the height, which is 5. Okay, so that's 2 times.
That down, actually.
So this is higher end. This is higher end stuff again. So half base times height, so we could just say half times, and we can say that's 2 times 5. So 2 times 5.
So did you mean to put that?
When you're multiplying algebra like this using letters, we just put one letter after the other, and it means multiplying. So BH means B times H. So now I've put A. Maybe that's a little bit confusing because it looks like I mean acceleration. So perhaps what I should say is so let's say distance equals area in the graph, and we're going to say area A. Okay, so that's 10, and we're going to put the unit is distance, so 10 meters. It's a bit weird because at this point people often say, well, hang on a second, the unit for area is meters squared. Why are you putting meters? But we're not calculating an area in a normal way. We're calculating the distance that's traveled, and we're using a velocity time graph to work it out. So if you want to understand, if we go into the maths just a little bit more, what we're doing essentially is multiplying velocity by time, which is meters per second times second, and the seconds cancel out, so you get meters. But if you don't follow that bit, don't worry too much. Just remember, you just need to know that to calculate the distance of a velocity time graph, it's the area under the graph. So I've done the area A. Now we go area B, which is, right, well, do you want to have a go at this one then? So I just noticed, so I just noticed that, just for the video, I just noticed that I accidentally wrote B twice there. So that's B, C, D. So we're doing B now. So half, so the base is 2. So we're going to half times 2. So what's the height? Okay. So the base was 2 of triangle B. The height is 2 of triangle B. We'll do half times 2 times 2, which works out just to be 2. And the unit, because we're actually, weirdly, we're talking about distance, is meters. Now, triangle B, so triangle C. If you want to pause the video and work that one out. Sorry, it's not a triangle, is it? It's a rectangle. Rectangle B, or area. Area C, which is a rectangle, not a triangle. Right, what's area C? So there we go. So the area C is 6 meters. Area B is 2 meters. Area A is 10 meters. Area C was a rectangle, so we just do base times height. The other two so far are triangles, and the area D will also be a triangle. So let's have a go. So it's going to be half base times height. So what's the base and what's the height of triangle D? Right, so triangle D is going to be half times the base. The base is 1, the height is 3. So half times 1 times 3 ends up being 1.5 meters. It asks you what is the total distance. Well, this is the distance from here to here is 10 meters. The distance from here to here is B plus C, so 2 plus 6, 8. So we're adding them all together. The distance from 6 to 7 is 1.5 meters. So we're going to add all these together. So that's right, good. So 19.5 is the answer. Let's write that down in a different color. 19.5 meters. Okay. Now, if we look at the, we're going to, this second one here, it says the distance covered by the sprinter in the first 20 seconds of the race. It's exactly the same thing as what we just did, but it's just you just got it. It's actually easier. So so we've got here a triangle. So we're going to go from 0 for the first 20 seconds. So from here to here. So we look at so again, it's the area. Looking at area. So we're going to call this one. Let's get a different color. P. We'll call that area A, and then we'll get a purple. And so now we've just got two shapes.
Yeah, I thought I had an idea on the first one.
So we're just going to do two shapes this time. So that's B, 0 to 4, and then 4 to 20. So we need to work out the area of A and the area of B. So see if you can do this without as much help. So the area B is going to be base times height. So 16 is the base. The height is 9. Okay, so 16 times 9. Well, it's a bit difficult to do that in your head, but there is a trick actually. It's the same as 10 times 9 plus 6 times 9. 10 times 9 is 90. So if you want to just practice your mental arithmetic, plus 54. So therefore, 16 times 9 would be 144. Yeah. Now you add them together. 144 plus 18, 154, 162. Yeah. Good. So that's the answer. 162 meters.